Hey, look at that. That'd be frost on Mom's roof. There's frost on pretty much everything. But the only stuff that isn't froze over is all this shit right here by the shop. Yeah, number 2 had to put gas in a pickup before she left this morning. And yeah, I started crawling out of bed at 4 and it didn't happen. So a quarter after 5, while she was getting gas, and I texted her. I told her be safe, and she says, "Yep, everything's froze." It's like, yeah, figured so. And hopefully she made it to school before the fog set in. Sometimes she lets me know when she gets there, sometimes she doesn't. She should have been there quite a while ago. They don't start till 7, but she's usually there at least a half hour early. Unfortunately, you never know. I mean, it isn't that far away, but she's got one of the worst highways for traffic, and she's been stuck on that highway for 45 minutes for a short stretch. So anyway, thought I'd show you. Freezing fog this morning. Yay. Glad I don't got to be driving in it, but number 1's got to get here. And she's got 30 miles of this crap to drive in. Here she goes. I just weaseled a spot out at the far end of the manure storage, so she's got a place to put this soupy stuff. Keep it from running down the hill, and you know, but God knows we don't want to feed the critters in the creek or feed the grass, because that's illegal. So gotta make it so it doesn't go anywhere. She ought to have a lot of fun. She used to learn to move that feeder. She expected me to move it clear out of there before she started. That don't work out so well, because it barely fits through that gate, and that bin's in the way. That's why if you look at the gutter sticking out up there, it's all beat to shit. I caught the bin with it once. So usually just do it, get a clean spot, set it off to the side. A whole lot easier. Anyway, she's got rain gear on. I told her they're going to keep you very warm. You need some bibs on. I don't have any. Well, better get some. There's 3 or 4 sets in the house. One of mine, one of her sisters. I thought one was hers. Who knows? At this point, just got to hold the gate. Keep them over there. I'm not used to holding the gate. I'm usually doing that, but hey, she can do it. Needs to get a little more over here, but if she does, she does. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Won't even wave. It's a view that you usually don't get to see. She already fed this first bale. Now we'll see if she screws this one up. So the way these feeders are shaped, it's really easy to end up setting a bale on the far side of where they poke in. And she almost did it. I usually try to hold it a little closer to me so the feeder pulls back toward the tractor instead of shoving this way, but that's okay. And it's gate fixing day too. This very first one, the end of that's been buggered up for, God, probably 10 years. But it's been okay. Well, they broke a couple more pieces. And right in front of me, you see we're looking at the end of a gate in the manure pile. That one, for some reason, most days when we made them, we didn't put any splices in the bars, but that one's got a splice in the bar, and they did something and broke it. So we're going to take those 2 out. And that one right there is bent. That's what happens when you're in here when it's, well, it gets slicker than shit anyway. You're in a hurry, you're moving fast, and it's not only slick because it's slick, but as soon as you scrape the manure off, it iced over. I slid into that one and it was shut. Oops. It happens. In case you can't tell, that's as far as I can push away. And so I'm moving this over so we got someplace for next time. She's still got room at the other end. I figured the slop stuff can go there because she can go around anyway, since it comes from clear over there. But this will make room in this part for cleaning this barn another probably 5-6 times if we work it right. So I've already moved. It was almost as high as that right here. I've already moved all that over here. Realistically enough to fill about probably 10 spreader loads already. But it's too damn wet to go out and spread it, so just move it over. Get by for a while. Yep, that was a splice, and I lied. This one had 2 splices on it. I'm sure there's more out there. But this one, they knocked that one off recently. And this one quite a while ago, and it's the one on the latch, which is kind of important. So, I'd show you, but, you know, it's starting to rain. It's cold out. I got to take my jacket off because this isn't the jacket I want to weld in because, you know, I'll get a little too warm and I won't have a coat anymore. Kind of fugly. Part of that's bubbled up paint. That's baked on enamel. And anybody that's ever welded on cow shit metal knows that all it does is cough and sputter and spit at you. These gates are about 40 years old. Still alive, sort of. It's all see-through material. So one of these days, we either got to make new gates or really seriously butcher these up and take 2 or 3 of them to make one good one. But for now, they're together. They're going to go back in. Can't tell they've been there for a few years, can you? Both of them got a little bow to them. So anyway, I think number 1's down there waiting for me, so we're going to go rehang them and be done with it. I thought the camera would pick it up a little bit better in here with the lights on. Just got a little pile there. That on top is what number 1 left in this end feeder here. That's the feeder we put all the scrapings in and everything, and it didn't get cleaned out the last couple times. Most of what's there, I mean, the only way you're going to get them to eat what's left, and they'll probably eat half of it, is if you smother it in molasses. A lot of it was shit and dirt. Here's what I like about these tubs. You know, they all had their turn in them last night. These were the ones like the ones we tried the last time because we couldn't get these. They went through those literally in like 2 nights. But these hold up and they do a good job. I just figured I better check and make sure. I know she shut the latches on these. This is the one that had the broke spot in the middle, and this is the one the end was buggered up on. They're shut. That's all I'm looking for. And I shut the rest of them before that, so spin you around, make you dizzy because it's dropping frames like crazy, and they're not going to let me walk out there till they're in, are they? They're all going to stand in the way of the gate. Amy, you dumbass. Fat cow's got to be the first one in. They seem to be the ones that are smart enough to catch it with their shoulder and then wonder why they can't finish walking in. Some of them are smart enough to get out of the way of the gate. Some of them aren't. You know. Of course, that one's a pretty young one that just got bopped in the nose. It didn't hurt her. It just bumped her. Nice thing is I'm up here where I'm not where they're going to splatter me. And there's the view from here when it's supper time. A little boomer walking by there. Now, we don't have near what we had a few years ago, but when we were up over 80 head, there'd be 12 or 16 2-year-olds in the other pen where those little steers are, and the rest of them were in here. And still ends up with a pretty good barn full, though. Not quite. They're still coming. But I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go latch the gate back and find my way back in the dark. Oh, and don't forget, it's raining now too. Weatherman said it's supposed to be in 54 or 56 degrees today. We made it to 44, and then the rain, and it's supposed to be freezing in the morning, so that ought to be nice. Oh well. Thanks for watching, everybody.